breathe. The holidays are almost over, and it's time to relax. Right? Relax. You remember what that is, don't you? Relax. Yeah, you know. I have something special I want to talk about right now. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been contacted by various and sundry artist types that come from different types of mediums. From actors to musicians to writers, you name it. And the gist of their communication is, I can't. I just can't. Some of them have had hard times over the past couple of years. Some of them have run into roadblocks wherein they simply cannot connect to their craft. And it's a shame, but every artist goes through this. Every single one. Our society, especially in the United States, is not built such that it is terribly supportive of artists, which is ironic given how much we depend upon artists. Some of you, especially those of you who are of more business mind, probably thinking, we don't depend upon artists. What are you saying? We only depend upon the almighty dollar, the bottom line. Consume, consume, consume. Let me pose this to you. Oh, fellows who carry the MBA, middle management, CEOs, and such. When you get done with your daily dose of grind, what do? You go home and you open up your accounting books and study numbers. You go home and figure out what went wrong that day and how better to manage your employees. Well, sometimes you might. But most of the time, what you do is you go home and you turn your brain off with the help of the television or music or a book. You might go to a museum. You might go to see a play. You might go out to see a movie. You might, who knows, go to a concert. Go to see a dance recital or an orchestra. Now let me ask you something. Where do you think those people came from that created that thing which allows you to turn your mind off and hopefully turn it back on to think about yourself and reflect upon society? Maybe educate, entertain, and enlighten you and inspire you. They're artists from all walks, from all shapes and sizes and colors, but they're artists. And without them, our lives would be hollow. I mean, imagine this. Think about this. I would challenge you, anyone, to go 24 hours without anything that is created by artists. Don't listen to music. Don't watch television. Don't read a book. Don't go to a museum. Don't do anything that an artist has touched. And see how empty your life feels. Personally, I couldn't do it. If I didn't have music in my life, is that a life I would want to live? Now, to all of my artist friends out there who struggle, and we struggle mightily on a daily basis. No matter what I'm doing, I feel a tug in my heart. And I know that this is not unique to me, but I know that it is a point of suffering for me, and I use that word suffering loosely because I know we're talking, well, we're not talking first world suffering, but we're talking about, I'm not talking about the kinds of, I know there is extraordinary, painful, and profound suffering out there. So I'm not relating this to anything like that. But I know for me, as an artist, it is a daily struggle. And I hate to say this because I don't want it to come out the wrong way. I don't want it to come out ungrateful or selfish or greedy or anything like that. But I struggle. This is truth here. This is me sharing with you a truth that I don't share with a lot of people. I've shared it with my lovely wife because she gets me and she knows me on a very deep and profound level. And I'm okay with sharing that with her because she has all the context behind it. But truth be told, I struggle every day with not having the success that I assumed that I would have. Way back when I was in grad school or undergrad school, because I had such incredibly lofty goals for myself. And when I left graduate school, I had a 5 and 10 year plan set out. And I had some big goals set out for myself that I have yet to meet. And I've been away from grad school for some time now. Now, that's not to say that I haven't achieved some modicum of success. And of course, success is relative and how you measure it. Do you measure success by dollars? Do you measure success by popularity? Or do you measure success simply by artistic integrity or artistic achievement? I know that I have multiple layers with which I measure my success. For example, I think that Hope Town, the book that is currently with my editor, is one of the best books I've written. Because it tells an important story. And it tells it in such a way that I think pretty much anybody can relate to. It's not my most complex book. My most complex book would be My Muse. Will it be my most popular book? I don't know. To date, my most popular book is still I, Zombie I. But we can only hope. And every time I finish writing a new book, I always think, this is the one. This is the one that's going to put me on it's going to elevate me to a new level. I have to think that. Because it's the only thing that keeps me going. Because if I stop and I think, if I get done with a book, finish writing a book, and I think, this is probably going to be as, it'll probably achieve the same success as all my other books have achieved, then I'm going to stop and think, well, why am I bothering? I want to reach the masses. I want everyone to read this story. because it's a story of hope. I want it to change people profoundly, to change the way they examine their own existence and the existence of others. Will it succeed? I don't know. I hope it does. I truly, deeply hope it does. And that's not because, it's not just because I want to succeed. It's not because I want to be a household name as a writer. Now, I wouldn't smack that in the face. I wouldn't turn my back on being a household name as a writer. But I want it to achieve a level of success I have yet to achieve, because I want people to experience this story. But it's hard as an artist. It's hard to wake up every day, look yourself in the mirror and think, what have I achieved? Why am I bothering? And it's especially hard for, I'm going to single out a particular type of artist simply because it's, right here. It's really hard for actors. Because we wake up every day, and if we're not currently in a show or filming a movie or a TV series or whatever, we wake up every day and think, I'm failing. I'm having absolutely no success, and I don't know how I'm going to ever have any success. So why bother? And the second that you think, why bother, it's over. Or at least that's what you assume. And I'm going to answer that question for every artist out there. And the answer to the question, why bother, is because you have to. I define myself as an artist. I am an artist. And my particular crafts are writing and acting. And if I can't be an artist, the very act of being becomes a challenge. But whether or not I am an artist is not decided by other people. It's decided by me. And whether or not people buy my books does not dictate the success of my books. Whether or not I am currently cast in a play, in a film, in a TV show, does not dictate whether or not I am an actor. I am, and I always will be, an artist. One of the reasons why I decided to begin writing a long time ago is because I didn't see much of a retirement as an actor, and I needed something for when that day came that I could no longer support myself as an actor. I had something to fall back on. That something was words. And I don't have to depend on someone else to write my words. I only have to depend on me. The only inspiration that I need to write my words is the need, the desire to be an artist. I wake up every morning every morning an artist that doesn't change. And if you are an artist struggling, and you all are, you have to remind yourself that you are the only one that gets to dictate and define who and what you are. And you let that drive you forward. You wake up every morning and you say, I am an artist. And then you answer the question, how am I going to move my art forward? And if you're an actor and you're having trouble getting cast in anything, then maybe it's time that you try a different medium. Write words. Do something else, just temporarily. Just to inspire yourself, to remind yourself that you are an artist. And again, that you do not depend on anyone else for that definition. We all go through slumps. We go through periods of time where we can't get cast. We go through periods of time where we can't seem to write a single sentence. And you can't depend upon someone else to help you out of that problem. You can only depend upon yourself, because you are the artist and you get to dictate your terms. And never, ever let anyone else do that for you. Okay? You're an artist. Remind yourself of that every day. It's all going to be all right. You'll get cast. You'll meet your deadlines. You'll write that song that will get you noticed. Just keep doing it. Keep reminding yourself every day. Look in the mirror and say, I am an artist. And you, like my muse, will be awesome.